Okay, let's open this page up and we will go straight to the viewport because here we need to add a plane, a single regular plane. We don't need to import any specific mesh for the page because page is basically like a plane, so we can just use plane that's built into Unreal, but we just need to change its dimensions. So let's just click this little lock icon to unlock the scale. But before doing the scale, we need to rotate it 90 so it's facing this way. And now scale on the X will be 0.2. Here it will be 0.3, and here it will be 0.2 as well. I mean, this doesn't matter because it's not changing anything, but this will be 0.2 and this will be 0.3. And now if we will search for one material, for example, you can see that this page looks really nice. Let's compile and let's go to event graph. Let's delete everything except begin play, because on begin play we will randomize this texture because I want this BP page to spawn with a random texture. It will automatically pick one of the 8 textures that we've created. So on event graph, what we can do is super simple. Let's just do random int in random integer in range. The minimum will be 0 and maximum will be 7. This is really important because 0 is also a value. So 0 is like the first value. And if we will go from 0 to 8, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It will be 9 values. We only have 8, so we need to go from 0 to 7. And it will happen on begin play. So on begin play, we are selecting from 0 to 7, and we can store it as a variable name. Let's name this like page index or something like that. Connect this here, just like that. And now we will just grab this plane and we will set material. As for the index, it'll be 0 because this material is element 0. Connect it here. And as for the material, we will just do select based on the page index. Compile. And now we need to add 8 options. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we will just go for 1 material, 2 material, 3 material, 4 material, 5 material, 6, 7, and 8. So again, we are selecting a index from 0 to 7, and then we are applying a texture based on the index that was created here. So now every time we will grab this BP page, it will have a different texture when we play the game, because this happens on begin play. All right, so let's go to class settings because we need to add this BPI interaction, which is our interface, so that we can actually interact with this page. We can just make sure that the collision is set to block all dynamic or block all, just to be sure. So let's compile and let's use this on interact event. So what we need to do in interact, first of all, let's save this player. So let's name this player reference because we will need to access the player blueprint later. The first thing that we want to do before we the second that we collect the page, we want to play sound at location or 2D. Let's go 2D, and we have a collect page sound, and now we need to have 2 variables. How many pages there are in total and how many pages we have collected, or how many pages are left. So we can't store this inside this BP page because this BP page will get destroyed every time we collect one. So we could store this in BP player, but there is a better place where we can store this data, and this is our game mode. So let's go back to main framework, and here we have BP game mode. Let's open this up and let's open full blueprint editor. So on this BP game mode, we can delete this event tick, we won't use it. And here we can create these two variables. So the first one will be total pages, and this will be integer, obviously. And we will create another variable called pages left. So we could set this value to anything like 8 or 10 pages, but there is a better way of doing that. We can just get all actors of class BP page. So what this node does, it gets every single instance of BP page that exists. So if we will place 3 pages on the entire level, this will get every single actor. And from here, we can get a length. So if we will place 3 different pages on our level, this length will be 3. If we will place 20 different pages, this length will be 20. So we can set the total pages as just the length of this array. So we don't need to set the value manually because this value will be updated when we add or delete any page from the level. And we can also set the pages left as the total pages because when we start the game, we haven't collected any page yet. We want to, these two values will be the same. So that's pretty much it. That's all we need to do in game mode. We can close this game mode. So now we need to get a reference to the game mode. And we can set this variable here inside BP player. So let's open the initialization function where we are only creating UI for now, but we will expand this function later. So let's get game mode. And from get game mode, we can cast to BP game mode, just to be sure that we are using the correct game mode. And now we can store this as a variable, for example, game mode reference. Compile. And now we have game mode ref inside our player. And here we can just grab our player reference, and from here we can get game mode reference. So that's how we can reference the game mode. So we don't have to cast every time we interact with any page. And from this game mode, we can just get this variable called pages left. So anytime we collect a page, we interact with page, we want to subtract. So we can type 2 minuses, and this will be a decrement int. It will just subtract 1. And now that we are subtracting the pages left, we also need to set pages left to our new value that we've just created. So this is the same pages left, but minus 1. And after we collect a page, we can check if this value is equal to 0. So it'll mean that we have collected every page that was existing in the world. So let's do a branch right here. So we will go here when we collect every page, and we will go here if we have just collected a page, but there are still some pages in the world. In the next section, we will go over creating more UI elements like displaying objectives and hints. So here we will do all of that. But for now, what we can do is we can just destroy actor no matter what. We can destroy actor when we collect the page, and that's pretty much it. So let's go back to level game. And if we will just for testing, let's grab interactable actors BP page. Let's rotate it, move it somewhere here. Let's see how this will look. So now it says help me because this is the default material, but when we press play, you can see it selects a random texture and it's visible in the dark. We can walk to this page and we can collect it. We can hear the sound effect and the page disappears. Okay, so basic mechanics are working, but before going deeper into the page system, we need to create some UI elements to show the player what's going on and how many pages there are left, what should we do, and stuff like that. So let's go over UI elements.